Did you know that in this world, you can be whatever you want?
Okay, that's cool. What do you want to be? Since it's 2022, I figured now is the perfect time to start SAO week, month, or year. Beginning with Sword Art Online Season 1, but not whatever this is, because I'm saving this train wreck for the next video. As always, it's up to me to change the name of this anime to something a bit more realistic. 90 Day Fiancé, Trapped in a Dating Sim, and finally, White Knight Kirito. If you think that Kirito is just so cool, be sure to subscribe to my channel and join my Discord. Let me give you a satire synopsis of this anime, which does contain spoilers. The year is 2022, which comes with the new release of the game Sword Art Online, a virtual reality MMORPG. Meanwhile, I'm stuck playing VR Among Us in 2022. This heavily anticipated game was released with only 10,000 copies?
Where is the rest?
I used to work at GameStop, so let me give you a quick math problem. If there are 125 million people in Japan, and only 10,000 copies of a heavily anticipated game, how many people does that leave beating my ass? This is our main character Kirito, a previous beta tester of the game. According to my own headcanon, when Reki Kawahara was creating Kirito, he had just one thought: make him do cool things and that'll be his whole personality. After starting, he builds a friendship with Klein.
F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me.
He tries to get Kirito to join his party of friends, but Kirito says no, I'll solo this instead, because he's just so cool. All players are taken to one place where the creator of SAO, Kayaba Akihiko, comes out of the sky. Just a reminder that he probably spent hours coding this just to look cool. He informs them that they can no longer leave the game until they beat it. Also, if they die in the game, they die for real. This is how you can tell that SAO was made in 2012, because nowadays, their method of victory would be to cancel him. After Kayaba reveals their true identities as people who only have one expression, Kirito and Klein start their adventure together.
本当は案外可愛い顔してやがんな。結構好みだぜ。
Looks like Kirito's back to being a solo player. Many months later, Kirito goes to a meeting to discuss beating the first floor boss. Unfortunately, they partake in Kirito's only weakness: social interaction. Like all Discord mods, Kirito smells a woman from a mile away and parties up with her. Kirito begins to fight the floor boss with, "Oh my god, she was actually a hot girl?" After defeating the boss and getting a kick-ass robe, he returns to solo leveling, leaving them a final message.
俺はビーターだ。
He's just so cool! Kirito gets love interested into a guild.
君は絶対に生き延びる。
They do not survive. At least she leaves him with an after-death YouTube video.
じゃあせっかくクリスマスだし歌を歌うね。
Are you stupid? This is humming. Now that Kirito has PTSD, there's only one thing that can fix him now: more women. This is Silica, a local Pokemon trainer who, after losing her crusty white dog, gets saved by Kirito because he's just so cool. He goes on a quest with her to help her revive her Pokemon. He does this because she looks like his little sister, which wouldn't have bothered me originally, but then I saw this. After being bullied by the local Malty, she comes to the realization that she's in love with Kirito.
なんであんな意地悪言うのかな。
I'm gonna say the thing. She wouldn't last a day in the COD lobbies back in my day. After getting the Monster Reborn card on the 47th floor, I'm sorry, what happened to the last 46 floors? They're ambushed by Rosalia and her goons because they want their rare item. Oh my god, he's beating them by standing still because he's just so cool! After deporting them, he ditches love interest number 3, realizing that the last 2 relationships were dead ends, some more than others, so he returns to love interest number 1. They for some reason become detectives to solve a murder. Well, a few murders. But who cares about those dead people? Let's talk about the true murder in this anime, the loss of the sandwich. After Kirito solves the mystery, because he's just so cool, they run into... Is that a ghost? Why are these people not running away? Do they think they're white people in a horror film?
私にも見つかるかな。
A new love interest approaches. This is Liz. She makes weapons, but not successful relationships. She goes on a gather quest with Kirito to get some literal dragon poop, but gets trapped in the equivalent of a school shed in a romance anime. Since they are stuck in there, they have time to bond.
誰かを見殺しにするくらいなら、一緒に死んだ方がずっとマシだ。
He's just so cool. After making a new sword, she can finally You've been Asuna. You've been Asuna. Kirito and Asuna party up to clear floor 74. Floor 74? What happened to the rest of them? Oh no, they have to fight the floor boss. Kirito has a dual wielding ability that only he can use because he's just so cool. He challenges Heathcliff for the ownership of Asuna. How could he lose? I don't understand. He's so cool. After losing, he has to join Heathcliff's guild, kill some laughing coffin guy, but I'm sure that won't be important in the future. Time to turn this show into a full-on romance anime, so they get married and go on their honeymoon.
悪い。起こしちゃったな。
What did he expect to happen? While going for a walk, they think they run into another ghost. Then they come to the conclusion that they should adopt this one. Don't get too attached though, because she is just an AI who gets deleted. But don't worry, Kirito uses the admin account to save her heart, because he's just so cool. After fighting a floor boss, Kirito decides that he wants to be the leader of the guild. Turns out that Heathcliff is Kaiba in disguise, who proceeds to paralyze everybody but Kirito for a final battle.
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
Well, Kirito died. Good game. Unless Kirito is just too cool to die. Kirito wins, ending the game, sending everybody back. At least we can finally learn why Kaiba did all of this.
私も長い間忘れていたよ。
Motherfucker. Now, let's talk about the characters in this anime, starting off with the Black Swordsman, Kirito. For me, this character began the self-insert isekai protagonist storyline that you see so frequently. I mean, he's just a gamer guy who has the buff of getting the only women in the game while being completely broken. He even gets his special dual-wielding ability since he can click on a mouse faster than other people. Not even death can beat Kirito, but this piece of paper can. So cool tier. Who's that tsundere? It's Asuna. It's your Discord kitten. Is Asuna the best girl of the show? I think the real question we should be asking is there literally anybody else on the show who's a competitor? In the beginning, she was a useful, mysterious loner character. However, from this point forward, she was a damsel in distress who needed her white knight to come and save her. Except this time. No, wait. She was still saved by him. She also just turned into a basic tsundere.
But Lunar, she can do other things like cook.
Yes, I too enjoy a woman who has basic life skills. Too bad I do love a good tsundere. Alive somehow tier. Yui, the adopted child of Kirito and Asuna. I make the emotional support lolly joke quite a bit, but she's literally designed to be an emotional support lolly. She was created to help and monitor all of the players' mental health in the game, which is a feature they should add to Valorant whenever I solo queue. She sacrificed herself to save her parents, but I'm sure she'll be back. Cortana tier. Possibly the greatest villain planner since Aizen. Kaiba. I'm not gonna lie, when he said that he forgot why he did all of this, I was just yelling at my screen. I have a theory that somebody stole his loot when he was a child, so he spent his whole life planning this just to get back at him. He decides to join the game since, as he said, there's nothing more boring than watching someone play an MMORPG game.
It became personal with me.
Forgetful and forgettable tier. Time for final thoughts and rating the anime. This story had so much potential, having some of the best first episodes when it comes to hooks. Yet, after being hit by the stupid stick, they decided to finish the whole trapped in a dating sim plot in half a season. I would have watched so many seasons of this anime if they just stayed in Sword Art Online instead of skipping 30 floors at a time. When it comes to the characters, they're the most generic characters of all time. Tsundere, self-insert, sister, cucked, and casket. Don't even pretend that Asuna and Kirito have a fleshed out relationship. They didn't even know each other's ages until the end of the anime. How dare you? Okay, tell me Kirito's name then.
Kirito?
No, it's Kazuto Kirigaya. How do you get married to somebody without knowing their name or age? Plus, all the women in this anime play off the white knight trope. The soundtracks in this anime were top tier. It has arguably one of the greatest OPs of all time, as well as the music used in the fight scenes. Finally, the animation, which honestly still holds up today. After all these bad things I said about the anime, surely I'll give it a low score, right? While my anime list gave this anime a score of 7.2 out of 10, I will be giving it a score of 8.4 Kaiba imposters out of 10. In conclusion, you may as well just watch SAO Abridged, because it's all downhill from here.
Did you know that in this fuck?
Hello, haven't slept in 48 hours in order to make a video, Lunar here. Click here if you want to see my channel. Click over here if you want to see my newest video, and click over here if you want to see my recommended video. Alright, I'm going to sleep.